Yep. What the heck is music publishing? This has been an amazing journey so far for us here at Reynolds Media. And today we have a very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Tami LaTrell, superstar Tami LaTrell.
Oh, thank you, Dean. Thank you, thank you.
How are you?
I'm great. We were just talking about being busy, and so I'm just grateful to be busy.
Yeah, let me get right
Yeah.
to it, man, because you have a wealth of knowledge in the music industry. And we ask what the heck is music publishing, and it's a question that I get asked many, many times. Our company was launched, I would say, about 3 years or a little under in the area of publishing. So we're super, super young,
Yeah.
but we are learning at fast pace, right? And so we look to people like you to come on board and to inform us. And today we want to talk about SoundExchange, the importance of SoundExchange, and to kind of get an understanding what is the role of SoundExchange and how important for a creator or a composer. But first, tell us, Tami LaTrell, like how did you get your start in the music space, superstar?
Ah, well, I actually got my start in music as an artist. I was a recording artist. I was with a girl group first, and the name of the group was Best Kept Secret. And we were beautiful ladies who all could sing and, just had not just only talented voices and could dance, but we also were very beautiful. And I'm still friends with one of the young ladies to this day. She's a dear friend of mine. We don't talk much, but we always link back up like sisters. Things didn't work out. We evolved, and each of us went on doing our own thing. And I became a solo artist and decided that I wanted to really, take it serious. And I wrote a lot of my material. I even wrote when I was with the girl group. So I knew writing was always, a part of me. I've known myself to be very creative and always was writing, creative stories in school. And, writing has just been a huge, huge part of my fabric. Nice. And yeah, I went solo, then went on to sign with an independent label. And, I thought things were going to move forward, but it didn't. And I had to kind of, halt that situation because it just seemed like it just wasn't working out in my favor.
Right.
And so I decided to go back to school. I graduated from Texas Southern University. I graduated from high school with a 4.1 GPA. So I was very proud of myself with that.
That's pretty awesome.
But I ended up getting a full scholarship to go to Texas Southern University. And it was great. I majored in, I initially came in majored in computer science, but it was a little bit too boring for me. So no shade to the computer scientists out there.
Okay.
Hey, it takes a different kind of beast. But so I was just like, well, let me transfer my major to something that I really enjoy, which was, always writing. And it seemed like I just soared with that and, joined the School of Communications, got my degree in journalism, PR, and advertising with a minor in business. And it was just a tremendous experience for me because during that time, I got a phone call from my mom my freshman year in college. And she's like, hey, Tammy, I need you to stop what you're doing right now. I really need to talk to you about something. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm thinking something happened in the family. And she's like, no, Whitney Houston is on the radio singing your song. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I thought she was just joking. I was like, nah, you probably, I know you're my biggest fan, Mom, but that's probably not my song. But she was like, no, put it on Magic 102 right now. Whitney Houston is singing your song, what you looking at. And so I found that to be true. And after I did some research and made some phone calls, I found out that the independent label that I was actually signed to had sold my song to her, unbeknownst to me. And yeah, it was a shocker.
It's a bittersweet.
Yeah, it was it was hard for me at first to process, you know, even sometimes when I think about it now, I'm like, I can't even believe that happened to me, but it did. And I was
What is
only,
the name of the label?
the name of the independent label.
Yes.
Oh, I won't give them that much. No, not gonna do it. But I will tell you that that, you know, things were amicable, and we did sit down and negotiate a fair percentage for me, as well as themselves, as well as Whitney.
So,
and you know, it was a learning lesson for me. Thank God I had copywritten the songs before I left the label.
time out, Tami. Time out. How did your mom know that song in particular? Like, you sang it?
Hello, she's my mom. She listens to every song I've ever done.
That to me is amazing right there.
Huh?
That to me is amazing. Like, she would know that's my daughter's song.
Yeah. I mean, because every time I came home with a new song, she's like, "Oh, that's the jam." You know, she listened to my music more than she would listen to the radio. And just so happened, she was listening to the radio and she hears my song. She's in the Twilight Zone, you know.
You better buy her 3 houses, 3 mansions.
Oh my gosh, she's everything. I give her the world. Definitely, she deserves it.
Yeah. So the whole thing worked out. You worked out something that was fair.
Yes, because I own the copyright. And that's the thing I want to make sure everyone gets. Because I had proof that I was the original copyright holder, before I left the label, I copyrighted all of my songs with the Library of Congress. And so when it came down to it, I had the evidence and proof to show that this song was he did not get this song cleared from me. He wasn't authorized to sell the song. Now, he didn't know that I own the copyright, so that's why it really wasn't an issue. He was more so like, "Oh, you taking care of your business. Okay, well, what can we do?" So, you know, I had to boss up at a very young age, and I had to sit down and just come up with something that was extremely favorable. And I still live off the royalties to this day and will for the rest of my life.
What is the title of that song?
It's called "What You Looking At." It was on her Just Whitney album. It actually went platinum, and did quite well overseas.
Look at God.
Yes, look at God. So it did well. You know, unfortunately, you know, Whitney, you know, love her to death. She's my idol to this day. I carry her near to my heart. Because that's really like my only connection that I have with her, because I just knew one day I was going to meet her. I grew up watching her on Video Soul every weekend with Donnie Simpson. I just like, that's my music mama, you know?
So before we dive deeper into SoundExchange, you mentioned something, because there's this big thing about copyright.gov, and the importance of it. It's just highly important. And then there's the other side where a lot of people are saying, well, I have 200 songs. I'm not going to copyright 200 songs. But so they really are important when there is like a lawsuit. Is that when it comes in handy?
Yes, absolutely. And the thing is, guys, with the way the internet is now, songs are being stolen left and right. People are illegally uploading stuff that doesn't belong to them, and people are actually illegally releasing stuff that they don't have the rights to. And it's just because there's no regulation on it. The only regulation you have is making sure you have that piece of paper. So then I just always try to tell people, I'm like, look, guys, we need to really focus on not just the fact that you went in the studio and recorded a song and you like the song and everybody loves it and you just got this huge catalog and wealth of songs, but you need to understand your value, and you need to understand the value that those songs hold, because until you get that into your mind, you're not going to understand the importance of why you should have your songs protected. I mean, I represent a few clients who have estate accounts where the families are set for the rest of their lives because of the fact that they have publishing that is still coming in, and the artist originally is no longer with us and has been gone for some time, you know, for over 20 years. So, but because there was a system in play and there were attorneys involved and there were, you know, there was a language that was created from the beginning that my publishing is like real estate. It holds value. It's an asset.
It's an asset, ma'am. Yes, that's
Yes.
my message as well. You have to transfer those assets to your children, your
To your
children.
children. And that's exactly what's happening. I mean, it is definitely something people need to take serious. And, you know, I can't stress it enough. I know some people get tired of me talking about it all the time. Like, oh my gosh, you just talk about publishing so much. But I'm just saying, like, what are we trying to do here? Are we trying to own things? Are we just trying to just put music out just to be popular and famous? I mean, that's only going to go so far. So, I mean, the lifespan of an artist these days is probably like 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
You know?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it's just something to think about when you're at that next step after the creative process. I gotta get my business together. I gotta copyright my songs. I gotta set up my publishing. And I consult with artists every single day about this. I've had people come in from out of town, driving in with their family members, really trying to have a sit down with me. They come to my office and they're like, look, please, could you help me get my stuff together? And you know, they feel so much better knowing that they can walk away and they're empowered, and they are definitely way more informed than anybody else that they have been dealing with told them, because everybody's not going to give you free game like that, you know.
That is true.
You know, of course my company has, we have a service fee, and you know, we work with artists, especially independent artists, because we understand that they don't have budgets like the major labels. But my goal is to not only just be able to, you know, provide the service, but I want you to walk away feeling empowered and confident in your ability to go and create and be free. That's ultimate freedom. You see what I'm saying? If you can't create and then, you know, go to sleep with no worries on your mind, like, did somebody, you know, take my song, or somebody on the internet with my beat and I didn't authorize it, that's not freedom. That is slavery, and you're not going to get any sleep. You're going to be losing sleep every night. So I just like to go to sleep peacefully and not have that kind of stuff on my mind. I don't want to lose any sleep about my money, period.
Wow, that is totally amazing. So what is, like, how important is SoundExchange, and what exactly is their role?
Well, SoundExchange is very important, and I really am so proud that, you know, this organization, it's a nonprofit organization. You would look at it similarly to ASCAP and BMI, but they, you know, because they do collect on performance rights, but instead of representing songwriters and producers and publishers, like ASCAP and BMI and CSAC does, SoundExchange actually represents the artists.